Hello, fellow elitists. Don't you just love it when the elitists in the media ignore their own obnoxious wealth and they have to line up to attack somebody like that evil Mitt Romney? Oh, he's got so much money. I bet he has more than one ascot. Oh, yes. Yes, pay no attention to my smoking jacket, living in my elitist New York City skyrise. Oh, no, we're going to mock someone else for being rich. I mean, before we retire for some Chateau de Frites Rothschild and a nice cigar, let us have a good chortle at the expense of that insolent, moneyed Mitt Romney, shall we? You know, I don't know if you saw the Andrea Mitchell episode on NBC where she took on Mitt Romney. Now, Andrea Mitchell, oh, who's that next to her? Oh, I see. That's Alan Greenspan. So Mrs. Alan Greenspan attempted to recreate the George H.W. Bush is fascinated by a grocery store scanner moment with Mitt Romney, who was in Pennsylvania campaigning. Watch.
Maybe this was Mitt Romney's supermarket scanner moment, but I get the feeling, take a look at this, that Mitt Romney has not been in too many Wawas along the roadside in Pennsylvania.
By the way, where do you get your hoagies here? Do you get them at Wawa's? Is that what you get them? Well, I went to a place today called Wawa's. You ever been to Wawa's? Anybody been there? No. Some people don't like. I'm sorry. I know it's a very big state divided, but we went to Wawa's. I was at Wawa's. I wanted to order a sandwich. You press a little touch-tone keypad, all right? You just touch that, and you know the sandwich comes out. You touch this, touch this, touch this. Go pay the cashier. There's your sandwich. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Oh, I chortle and chortle and chortle over that one. Mitt has never used a touch screen before. He is that rich. He has other people, little people's fingers that he takes out of his pocket and touches the touch screen like that. Oh, yes. First of all, Mrs. Greenspan, I have my suspicions that when you're at home at your palatial hidden retreat in Washington, D.C., basking in your $10 million net worth, you know, you and the nice mushrooms when they run out of the store. You say, I don't have any more mushrooms. What do I do? Alan, what do we do? We're out of fancy mushrooms. And then you say, I know, honey. I'm gonna hop into the Maybach and head to the local Wawa for a little restocking. Really? Is that what you're doing, Mrs. Alan Greenspan? Second, here's what you need to know. The Romney clip was wildly edited to change the context and fit a pre-existing narrative, just exactly the same way NBC did with George Zimmerman and the 911 call. The anti-Obama gun-carrying Tea Party racist who was black, not white. They edited this for you as well. Romney was not talking about Wawa's ordering system by itself. And, by the way, is fantastic. It's a fantastic ordering system. Not many places other than, you know, convenience stores have it. He was making a larger point about the private sector versus the public sector. Watch the fancy editing here. Here's the first part.
By the way, where do you get your hoagies here? Do you get them at Wawa's? Is that what you get them? No? You get them at Sheetz? Where do you get them? Nazio. Turkey Hill. The delis. All right, you get them at the delis. Is that what you're saying? Well, I went to a place today called Wawa's. You ever been to Wawa's? Anybody been there? Some people don't like. I'm sorry, I know it's a very big state divided, but we went to Wawa's, and it was instructive to me because I saw the difference between the private sector and the governmental sector. Look, people who work in government are good people, and I respect what they do, but you see, the challenge with government is it doesn't have competition. Right. The federal government, that is. States compete all the time. I learned that. I learned how states compete.
That's why he was asking, who goes to Wawa? Have you ever been there? What one do you go to? Competition. You're starting to get the idea.
From here, he spoke for about 1 minute and 40 seconds, telling a story about a doctor he met who had to do 33 pages of paperwork and wait months just to change his address. That's it. Months it took. They edited all of that out over at NBC. Now here's the end of it. Watch this.
That's how government works. Then I was at Wawa's. I wanted to order a sandwich. You press the little touch-tone keypad, all right? You just touch that, and you know, that sandwich comes in, you touch this, touch this, touch this, go pay the cashier, there's your sandwich. It's amazing. People in the private sector have learned how to compete. It's time to bring some competition to the federal government.
Totally different in context. Let me tell you something. That's why GBTV is bringing some competition to the fat cats in New York at the networks. And by the way, you networks and all you Hollywood elites, you might want to look into your own gold-plated mirrors before mocking others. David Letterman routinely mocks Romney for being rich, yet he himself, oh, is that your house? A house worth he's worth $400 million. He lives in a palatial mansion. Jon Stewart keeps joking about Mitt Romney. He's saying Mitt Romney makes $57,000 every day. According to reports, Jon Stewart only earns $41,000 a day. He's worth an estimated $80 million and is actually on pace to be richer than Mitt Romney. He owns 3 mansions, and 2 of them are literally next door to each other. Why? Well, because John is doing renovations on one house and he needed a place to stay while it's being done. Hello? Hello, Mr. I'm with the little people, Jon Stewart, Pip, Pip, and all the rest. I don't care if you're rich. God bless you if you're rich. I don't care if you're poor. I don't care if you're middle income. I don't care. You want to buy 5 houses? Buy 5 houses. You want to buy no houses? You want to be that lady in Germany who's never spent a dime in 16 years, hasn't used cash? Fine. I don't care. You want to buy the entire street? Good. It's your money. Here's what people miss in the media. How much does David Letterman's success make for CBS? How much does the Letterman show actually do for the city of New York, and its tourism? How about the advertisers on the local stations that make money because he gets ratings? How about the people who advertise on that show, who then people go out and buy those products? How many jobs? Same thing with Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart needs a small army of people to write his 20 minutes of comedy. I know you work so hard, John. I feel so bad for you. We used to hold success up in America. Now we hold up $350 shoes for people who can't afford them. We hold up food stamps and unemployment checks as job creators, according to Nancy Pelosi. How about, as a nation, we stop having a problem with the rich? How about we start directing that anger and that time towards hypocrites, the stupid, and those who manipulate stories intentionally for political power? Mrs. Greenspan.